नमस्ते।
नमस्ते श्रीकता।
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते
नमस्ते। नमस्ते कुमार जी।
नमस्ते नमस्ते उमा। Any questions before we get started?
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Okay.
very well. Okay, we have the quorum. Who is here?
Namaste, Kumar.
Kranti is here.
नमस्ते कुमार जी।
Namaste, Namaste Kranti. So let's get started. Let's start with 3 ohms as usual. The first ohm is to transcend this physical body. The second ohm is to transcend the entire universe of, that is, all our materialistic attachments. And the third ohm is to merge with the unmanifest divine. So have that sankalpa before each, before you chant each ohm. Please take a deep breath. Prabhatam, Namo Namaha, depending on where you are. Let me share the Sutra screen. Okay, hold on one second.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Trying to get this. So, by now, probably you're all tired of me speaking about the first four sutras, which is the executive summary. Right? No? No. So I keep saying the first four sutras, especially Sutra 2, 3, and 4, gives us the complete executive summary. It gives the executive summary of this Patanjali Yoga Sutra document. And in the very second sutra, he clearly explains what yoga is all about. Yoga is the control. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the complete control of the chitta vrittis, which are our thoughts. And then he says, when we are in that state, when our chitta vrittis are fully under our control, and when we are in yoga, that's when we are our true self. Meaning, what is our true self? Anybody?
Controlling our chitta vrittis.
No, that is what he's saying. But when we are, what does that mean? What is our true self? Akka, you should answer this question. Go ahead, Martha. Huh?
Controlling our actions, sir.
That we have already spoken about. What is our true self? That's what I'm saying. What does he mean by saying your true self?
To be one with the divine.
Huh?
To be one with the divine.
You're one with the divine. When you're one with the divine, who are you?
I am divine itself.
Huh?
I am divine.
Say that with courage. You are?
Divine.
You are divine when?
Then
Thoughts.
I am in yoga.
When are you in yoga?
When our chitta vrittis, they are controlled.
When the chitta vrittis
Are controlled.
are fully controlled. They have become silent. When it becomes silent, only then you can hear the voice of the divine and act accordingly. When that state happens and when you are truly when all the chittavrittis have subsided and it has become quiet, and you're hearing and you're in touch with, which means you're in touch with the divine and you're hearing. When I say hearing, it is all internal. It is not somebody is going to speak through your ears, right?
Yes.
So when that is happening, you are truly in touch with the divine and you are divine. Then that is your true reality. But right now we are in the third sutra, which says, Vritti sarupyam itaratra. When you are not in yoga, you identify yourself with all the thoughts or the chitta vrittis, which are the activations. And those activations, because you identify yourself with those activations, you give in to the reactions of those activations and you do all those stupid things that you do. You understand?
Yes.
So in these three sutras, he has given everything. If you have understood these three sutras, you can walk away from this class. You don't need any more. You can study. So this is for the most smart, and by divine grace, they are so intelligent. There are people like that, right? That is why they are the CEOs. So for them, he has given this summary. Just understanding these three sutras, they can go and do the work on themselves. They don't need anything more. For those who cannot, and since we identified, and since we are in the state where we identify ourselves with the chitta vrittis all the time, very rarely our chitta vrittis, when does our chitta vritti become quiet? Anyone?
When you are in state of yoga.
No, forget about that.
In deep
We are
sleep.
identifying ourselves with the chitta vritti all the time. Even then, at times our chitta vrittis are not there.
When you are in peace with yourself.
No, you are not in peace with yourself until chitta vrittis are there.
In deep sleep.
When you are sleeping, when you are in deep sleep, the chitta vrittis have subsided. They have become quiet. So at that time, you enjoy the connectivity with the divine. But since we are unaware, since we are sleeping, we don't know. At all other times, we identify ourselves with the chitta vrittis. So he's saying there are 5 types of chitta vrittis. So he says, vrittayaha, panchatayaha, klishta, aklishtaha. So they can be painful or not painful. And then he talks about he identifies the five chitta vrittis, which are pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smriti. So pramana is evidence-based. Our thinking, our chittas are doing that evidence-based thing it is doing. Viparyaya, being in a state of where we misconception, we have misconceptions. Vikalpa, complete delusion, gone mad. Nidra, sleep, and smriti,
Memory.
we put things from the memory. So these 5 things, and then then he's explaining clearly what those 5 things are. So after that, he says, to control this chitta vritti, what we have to do is having a sense of detachment with all the things around you and with all the relationships around you. When I say all things, not only inanimate things, but all animate things also, with all relationships. Have a sense of detachment. Don't you always say, my child, right? My child. You never understand that the child has been given to you. So for you to take care of the child for X number of years. This is the responsibility that the divine has bestowed on you. So your only responsibility is to take care of the child until the child is ready to go out into this world to find out for its own. We don't do that because of our attachment to the child. Anyway, so that kind of sense of detachment, vairagya abhyam, we must have. And this vairagya abhyam, when you have, then it will becomes it is established in you, and then because of that abhyasa. And this abhyasa you must do for dirghakala nairantarya, uninterrupted for a long period of time in a satkara sevito with good intention. When you do that for a long period of time, uninterrupted, this is for Uma. Uninterrupted, then it becomes firmly established in you. Dhrida bhumihi. Drishta, then he says, because of that, because it is established firmly. What is established firmly? Getting over the chittavruttis has become established very well in you. Then you get into the state of samnya.
Awareness.
Samnya, which is a state of intuitive awareness. So he talks about all that. And then he says, when you get into that high state, when you get into that state of intuitive awareness, what you can do, because your focus is very sharp, vitarka vichara ananda asmita anugama sampranjata. So you come to a state because vitarka, that is questioning, vichara, pondering, as ananda, because of tremendous happiness and peace that is settled in you. Asmita, because you are an experiencer, you can experience it. The answer comes back to you. And from that answer is what flows, and you become that huge, you become samprajnata. So samyak prajnata, full of wisdom. You have full connectivity to the divine, and you can access the wisdom anytime. So 17 is with 17 he concludes the summary of this section. And the next
What is
three sutras
Excuse
is explaining,
me,
before you
sorry.
get to the samprajnata state, you may be, what are the lower states? That is what is explaining the next three sutras. And then from there, we came to the other sutras where he talks about at what speed, and because if you have intensity, you can get all this. And then he says, what is the intensity, the level of intensity, whether it is little, mridu, madhya, adhi, whether it is small, moderate, or very high. Based on that intelligence, you are going to get these states. You will quickly evolve. That's what he's saying. If this is difficult for you, he gives an alternate approach. He says, Ishara pranidhanitva, that is by surrender to the divine. By surrendering to the divine, you can also get connected to the divine. And then he is explaining who is this divine, one who is beyond the klesha karma circle. That's what we are calling as the divine or Ishvara, the unmanifest divine or Ishvara. So then he explains that he is the source of all wisdom, and he is the guru of all gurus from time immemorial. And his way of communicating to all of us, his communication is through pranava. And when you do japa on the Om, when you do tapas on the Om, you will understand the meaning of that. And so that's how we understood the characteristics of Ishvara. And then finally, in Sutra number 30, he comes to reality. He says, oh, I know this is all difficult for you. You cannot surrender to the divine. Neither can you quickly come to this Vairagya Abhyam, the state of detachment. Why? He says, because we have Vyadi, we have all kinds of diseases. So he is explaining the different types of diseases that we have, mental inertia, doubts, samshaya is doubts, pramada, carelessness, laziness, sensual pleasure, we are drawn to sensual pleasure, delusional perception, all that. So he says these are the impediments to or obstacles to quietening the chitta. Not only that, he also adds dukkha, sorrow or misery, despondency, trembling of the body parts, exhalation, inhalation, becoming irregular, all that he says. And then in from Sutra 32 to 40, he's trying to explain to you, especially Sutra 32 and 33, he is explaining how through practice of what? Through Eka Tattva, one-pointed focus. Through the practice of one-pointed focus, we can oppose all these diseases that we have. Pratishedhartham means opposing all that, oppose the tendency of all this, how you deal with it, how you deal with these kinds of conditions. And then he says, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Apunya Vishayanam. So he says, the Abhyasa, what is the Abhyasa? Focusing.
Practice. One-pointed focusness.
On a one-pointed focus. And also he says, Maitri. There is a slightly different way of explaining this too. Maitri, we are equating to Sukha. That is, generally when somebody is happy, Sukham, when they are comfortable and happy, there is jealousy in us. How come they are so comfortable and nice? How are they better than me? There is this jealousy that is there. So he says, have friendliness towards that happy state of others. Be friendly to that. That's one way of looking at it. Only when you are friendly with your happiness, you will also be friendly with others' happiness. Sukham. Even when we are in Sukham and we are enjoying that, being friendly with that, suddenly a thought will come. Oh, how long will this last? Right? So when we go on vacation, when we were young, when we used to go on vacation, I will suddenly say, what a wonderful vacation we are having. Immediately my wife will say, no, don't say that. Something may befall us, something bad will happen. So this is the kind of thinking. And also when others are comfortable and nice, there is always this jealousy. You have to watch that carefully. So he's saying have that friendliness with that sukham of others. Karuna towards dukkha. When somebody is miserable, sitting beside them and crying along with them and become miserable, then now from one person, now it has become two persons who are miserable, correct? So it doesn't help anybody. So don't become miserable. Empathize with them and comfort them. Have compassion for their misery. Okay? It is normal for all human beings to go through the cycle of misery and happiness, misery and happiness. So have compassion for those people who are undergoing misery. Okay. Then mudita, that internal joy. when you see, when punya, when good things are happening, when virtuous things are happening, you see a person of virtuosity, you see a, let us say a sannyasi, not even a sannyasi, whom people regard as very high, immediately the mind says, he cannot be that great. He must also have some faults in him. So by saying that, the mind is criticizing the other person. Everybody has faults. He cannot be that noble. So this criticism we do to justify our own pitfalls. So he says, have internal joy when you see virtuous things or virtuous people. Okay. Upekshana, apunya. When you see evil, disregard. Don't condemn the evil. That's all he's saying. Why? The more we condemn evil, we will constantly think about that evil and we will become evil. And also understand those that are doing evil things are also people, correct? Are also potentially, they can also become divine, correct? Why are they doing evil things? Anyone?
Because of the karma.
What else? That is one, yes. What else?
They are
Avidya.
avidya.
What makes you do evil things? There are many layers, right? Karma,
Vrittis,
klesha,
vrittis,
yes. And then
vrittis,
the vrittis.
vrittis.
Karma klesha triggers the vrittis, and the vrittis in turn will do what?
Reactions.
Reactions. Causes the reaction. So, by constantly identifying yourself and condemning the evil things, you will become that. So, what I'm saying is those evil people who are evil is because of their karma kleshas, and they are identifying themselves with their own chitta vrittis, and hence they are doing all these evil things, which are the reactions, correct? So ignore them, accept them as they are. This is what we had this big discussion for the last 2 weeks. And last Tuesday, we had a discussion for 2 hours on acceptance. So no, people who all attend the tutorial cannot have any questions on acceptance and forgiveness. Is this clear? Is this sutra clear? This
I
is
have
how
a question. Is that okay? I have a question, Kumarji.
Yes.
So, when you said when karma kleshas triggers vrittis, and vrittis causes the reactions, and the reactions are the reason for them doing the evil things, and we should ignore them. What to do with the people who are doing extreme violent things, like to children, to even to adults?
It
Like
is your
abuser.
responsibility to protect your child, correct?
Correct.
So you have failed in your duty.
No,
So when such things
it could
happen,
happen sometimes. It could happen when without our knowledge, right? Without our.
that's what I'm saying. How
Sometimes
can it happen without your knowledge? Means you're irresponsible. something happens, a child is suddenly abducted from the street
Mm-hmm.
and evil persons take away. Then immediately what do? You call the cops and then they take care of
Correct.
them.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Who is, so somebody watched and passed on the information. So at home, whose responsibility it is to watch the child?
Okay, our responsibility as parents.
Yes.
Um,
If you did not
Okay.
do that, it is because of your own klesha karma. Because you are engaged in something else. You were in Maya, thinking that X or Y will not engage in such things. You did not watch the body language of the person. So ignoring evil means once the action has happened, keeping on condemning that action.
mm-hmm.
Instead of that, ignore that. Let law take it away. Let the legal procedure take it away. That doesn't mean you have to sit at home. The only thing we are saying is don't keep condemning it. It happened. Take action.
Okay.
With me or no?
Yes.
Okay. So then we saw that if we are unable to do these things, that is, not able to focus on any particular thing, so I mean, especially the chittavrittis to oppose the tendency of the chittavrittis through abhyasa, and also all this maitri, karuna, mudita, upekshanam, all that you are unable to do. Then he says, here is another set of things that I'm giving. By practicing pranayama, you inhale, hold, and then you exhale. If you inhale for a count of 5, then hold for a count of 5, and exhale for a count of 5. That will help. Or any subject matter that attracts your attention, any nice subject matter that attracts your attention, when you focus on that, and for people for whom these chittavrittis are very high, so he says that for a mind that has growth of expressions, that's what that pravritti means. Pravritti means the growth of expressions, the thoughts. By focusing on an engaging matter, which is nice to me, which will engage me, that would bind the chittavrittis to one spot, because I'm focused on that subject matter. Or Vishokava Jyotishmati. So Jyotishmati means a Jyoti that is giving light. So Vishoka, Shoka, Vishoka. So Shoka means sorrow, right? Sogam. Sogam in Tamil we say Sogam. Vishoka means a lamp with no grief implications. There are a lamp which has no dukkha attached to it. How does a lamp get dukkha, or how does a lamp represent dukkha? Take for instance, there is a death that has happened in the house. When such a thing happens, for the next, according to Hindu customs, we keep a lamp lit all 24 hours for the first 12 or 13 days. right? Many of you must be familiar with this. So that lamp represents the soul of the deceased. So that is why all ceremonies are done for that deceased soul. If you look at the ceremonies that are done for the 10 days or 12 days, they are all to liberate that soul from all its materialistic attachments, all its sinful behavior, apunya things that it has done, the dukkha it had, the attachments it had. So all the ceremonies are done to free. There is also a ceremony in the Brahmin culture. We do this where a ceremony will be done, and there will be a person in that group of people who are sitting there, and at the end of the ceremony, it is believed that that person is carrying all the karma of the deceased. The deceased could not do it when it was alive. And now through this ceremony, we are taking all that karma. And then there is a person who has come and he is taking all the karma. So at that time, and finally, when it ends and the person is walking away, the priest will tell you, don't look at him. Because if you look at him, all the karma will come to you. Okay. Yeah, this is prevalent in the Brahmin culture. We do that. That is one other ceremony that is done. And there is one other Brahmin who will come and take all this karma. Why does he come and do that? Because for food. Because he's so poor. Anyway.
Is it true, Kumarji? Somebody can take away somebody else's karma like that?
Haven't you heard of that story where what is that king? Prashara? Who becomes old, and then his sons, he asks his sons, the first two sons, he says, I want to enjoy life some more.
Okay, no.
Haven't you heard that story?
No,
Where
no.
then the son will say, okay, I will take over everything, all your karmas. And suddenly the son will become very old. And the king, who was having all this various diseases and things like that, he will become fine. And he will enjoy his life.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So these things are possible, yes. But especially the Brahmin people, I'm a Brahmin, you all know by lineage I'm saying, we do this. We did it for my mother. I don't know whether my sister remembers this or not. So this is something that we do. And definitely when I die, I don't want anybody to do that. I will write it in my will. So, do you remember, Akka? We did this? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we do that to liberate that soul and go to the next level, whatever it has to do after that. So this lamp is a lamp of shoka, which is lit in a house where there is a death that has happened. So but for that lamp, any other lamp you can focus on. This is to get that focus. Okay, any other lamp. Vishokava Jyotishmati. Okay, or one more he says. I think this is the sutra that I gave to Uma, I think. Vitaraga Vishayam Va Chittam. Right? Whom did I give it to? Tuma?
To me, Kumarji, Vitaraga
Okay.
Vishayam Va
Yeah.
Chittam.
Vitaraga Vishayam Va Chittam. Chittam is this chitta. So many chittas are there, right? All of us are chittas, right? So, Vitaraga. Vita means bereft or without. Without what? Vitaraga. Raga means all kinds of desires and attachments. So Vitaraga means without any of the attachments, without any of the desires. All desires are gone. So by focusing on a chittam, on a person, maybe alive or dead, doesn't matter. By focusing on that, you can elevate yourself. So where all you can focus, he's saying, you can focus on that kind of a person of that kind of a purity. People do that, right? They think about Sai Baba when they are meditating, or they are thinking about Sri Krishna while meditating. These are all beginners. For beginners, this is what he's saying. Take one, take anybody, take any object, take any subject. If you remember a very pleasant moment in your life, like sitting on a mountain, nice cool breeze, and a beautiful panoramic view, yes, that's fine too, to get into a focus. So he is explaining all this. What is the next one? He's saying, Swapna Nidra Jnana Alambanam Va. Swapna Nidra Jnana. Jnana means knowledge. Swapna means dream, right?
Yes.
Dream, kanavu.
Dream.
Tamil we say kanavu. Dream. Nidra is sleep. So in sleep, if you through a dream, you get some knowledge. You receive some knowledge, let us say. So you can use that as a focus. Alambanam is resting in that state. That's what alambanam means. So you can use that which happened in your sleep. That is, the alambanam here is the support or resting. So by the support of the experience of dreams that come in the sleep. Okay. So this is one more option. Next one, Sutra 39. Yatha abhimata dhyanatva. So yatha, whatever, whenever, whatever. Abhimata means that which is pleasing to the mind. Anything that is pleasing to the mind, whatever is pleasing to the mind. Dhyanatva. Focusing. Dhyana is focusing. Concentrate on that. Anything that is pleasing to the mind. If an Archaka was doing Archana in the temple and you are drawn to that, yes, focus on that. Okay. The next sutra here is Parama Anu. Paramanu. That's what he says. Paramanu. Parama Mahatvantaha Asya Vashikara. Vashikaram. Vashikaram means that which attracts you, that which is attracted, that which grabs your attention. Vashikara. So by this focus, by doing any of these things and you get the focus, what happens? You are able to be drawn. That is that Vashikara. Vashikara means you are drawing something, right? Vashikara. So you can be drawn into anything that is small or anything that is huge. You can focus on anything. That's what it means. Once you develop this kind of focus, then you will be able to focus on the smallest thing or the biggest, mahatvantaha, biggest thing. Doesn't matter. With me, people? You understand?
Yes, Kumarji.
Yes,
Choose
sir.
anything. That's what he says. What comes naturally to you, choose. Say how many things he has given. Madhavi, you wanted tips, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you get all the tips?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I got couple, but I have to practice those things, sir.
No, now he has given, I'm not saying practice everything. He's saying he has given so many things. He says pick one
Mm-hmm.
and do that.
Okay, sir.
You can practice everything too. Normally, when you practice one, the other things will come automatically. All this Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam, all that will come automatically.
Mm. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions on this? Okay. Sutra 41. Kshina vrittehi abhijatasya iva manehi grihitra grahitra grahyana grahana
Yeshu.
grahyeshu tatsata
Tatsta.
Sorry.
Tatsta.
Anjanata samapati. So samapati means deep engrossment. And in the next two sutras is going to also define or show two different types of samapati. So we will come to that later. Samapati means deep engrossment. So he says, what is this deep engrossment? Samapati. What is this deep engrossment? Kshina vrittehi abhijatasya. So he said, Kshina. Kshina means that which falls off. What falls off? Vrittehi. Vrittis. They fall off. So, abhijatasya eva manehi grihitra grahana. So let's go word by word first so that you have the meaning. Abhijatasya means born.
Born.
Born. Birth. Born. Vrittehi is vrittis. Manehi. Mane. Manehi comes from, in Tamil we say money. Now money means, I'm not talking about the bell. Any crystal that are there, we say manikam money, right? So that money, crystal. Crystal is that spatikam, which is white in color, right? Actually transparent. So let's look at the meaning of Manehi is crystals. Grahitra is the entity that is experiencing. If I am the entity, then I am the Grahitra, the entity that is experiencing. Grahana is grasping. That is why we say Grahanam. We say Grahanam, right? Grahana. When there is a lunar eclipse, we say lunar Grahanam, right? Grahana. What is happening during lunar eclipse? What grasps what?
Moon grasps sun.
Huh? Moon?
Grasps the sun.
The moon grasps the sun, or the sun grasps the moon?
Sun.
Or
Sun,
the earth
sun.
grasps the moon? Huh?
Sun grasps the moon.
Sun grasps the moon. Everybody
Solar
agrees?
eclipse.
True.
No,
Lunar.
no. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse happens only on a full moon day. So what is grasping lunar? What is grasping the moon?
Sun.
No. The sun does not grasp it.
Earth.
The sun is focused on the
Earth.
moon on a
Earth,
full
Earth.
moon day, right? Huh?
Earth grasps the moon.
So the earth's shadow grasps the moon, correct? The earth doesn't go and grasp it. The earth's shadow grasps the moon. So that is why, because the earth's shadow is grasping the moon, that is why we call it a grahana. Anything when it is grasped, it is grahana. China
Grahyeshu.
is the Grahyeshu. Grahyeshu is a process of grasping. The process of grasping. See, during a lunar eclipse, slowly the earth's shadow is falling on the moon and it is grasping, right? That process. With me?
Yes, Kumarji.
Tatstha. Tatstha means abiding. Stha means abiding. Tatstha means this abiding. That which is abiding.
What does abiding mean? Abiding.
I abide in the divine. What does it mean?
Ah, I follow the divine, or no?
I am in tune with the divine.
Oh, okay.
I'm one with the divine. When I say abiding, means I'm one with that. So in marriage, we say, I abide by you. The wife tells the husband, I abide by you. And the husband tells the wife, I abide by you. What you say? That is, I fully will endorse whatever you say. I'll fully stand by you. I'll be one with you. There'll be no two. In Tamil, there is a song also. Tamil, in a Tamil movie, there is a song which says about two persons, but one thinking. That kind of union. Okay. நான் பேச நினைப்பதெல்லாம் நீ பேச வேண்டும். Whatever I think, you must talk. Have you heard that song?
Yes,
நாம்
yes.
பேச
Yes.
நினைப்பதெல்லாம் நீ பேச வேண்டும். நாளோறும் பொழுதோடும் உறவாட வேண்டும். உறவாட வேண்டும்.
Yes.
Right? So that is what it is. See, all these songs you must enjoy. In Kuttupattu, there is nothing. In all these songs, there is so much of meaning which you have to understand. So if this song is pleasing to you, focus on that. That's what he said earlier.
Oh,
Okay. There are many things on which you can focus. Okay, let's come back to this. So that is that.
this
So in this state, Samapati is deep engrossment, we already seen. So what we are saying here is when an activation, when activations, the vrittis, when activations falls off, kshina, when activation falls off, from that is born abhijatasya, from that is born when activation fall off as a result of one pointed focus, because that's what we are discussing. Out of that is born in front of you, in front of us, a state called samapati. Samapati. That engrossment is the nature of so samapati is the engrossment, deep engrossment. Now, what is the deep engrossment? That deep engrossment is the nature of a crystal. In the crystal, what happens if you keep that spatikam crystal and you keep some other bright object next to it, that crystal will take that color. Correct?
Yes.
Have you seen that?
no,
Not
No?
really.
no.
Then you should try it. Take a nice crystal, absolutely transparent crystal, and keep something red or blue or whatever by the side of it, it will take that color. If you look from a distance, it will look as if the crystal has become blue. I mean, it is easy to imagine too, because it is transparent. It has to take that color, correct? So here the subject matter is the blue color, and the spatikam has taken that color fully, it has become deeply engrossed. So this deep engrossment is like that. He's using a simile here.
Really.
What is
Something is
Anjanata? What is Anjanata? Anjanata.
Let me see what I can do. Let me look at this and let you know.
Okay. Okay, Kumarji.
Oh, Anjanata means
Samapati.
assumes the color of an object.
Oh,
Assuming the color of an object. Taking over the color of an object. Sorry. Okay.
okay, Kumarji.
So this
It is-
deep engrossment from this focus, from this the thing that you are focusing, the deep engrossment must come, and that deep engrossment is called samapatihi. And this is just like a crystal taking the color of an object that is by the side of it.
It is like we when we are in deep engrossment or the thought form that we have, we will become that. Whatever
will
we are
become that.
focusing on.
Yes, I will give you an example. I must have been, I said this in the
Yes.
earlier classes too.
Mhm. I remember, Kumarji,
Yes.
your childhood when you were
Yeah,
2-3 years old, that magazine.
yes. So
Okay.
I was about I still remember vividly. My father worked in an automobile industry. So every month he used to bring this sales magazine, which will have beautiful pictures of cars, trucks, and all that, all taken in United Kingdom, because the company was part of was a conglomerate. It's a multinational company. So the Indian, my father worked for the Indian company. So they will print this magazine in UK and ship it to India. So every month or so it will come. So my father, when he comes with that, I can sense the smell. The new magazine, right? I could sense the smell by the time he comes to the door. So I know that he has come with the magazine. So I'll run and grab the magazine from his hand. I was only 2.5, 3, maybe during that stage. I'll grab the magazine. I cannot read. It's all in English. So I will go to the corner, sit with the magazine, and look at each of the beautiful cars and parked in nice, smooth roads. How it is in the Western world. Meadows full of flowers, which I don't see around my house. Those kinds of things. So as I keep seeing the pictures one after the other, I'll become one with it. There won't be Kumar separately and the book separately, the picture separately.
Mm.
So this process of me seeing is that graheshu. So grahitra is that entity that is experiencing, which is that entity that is Kumar.
Mhm.
Grahana, grasping. So this entity is grasping, and all of them have become one. That is what a crystal does.
Mm.
So I will become one with it. It will be as if I am in that bus, beautiful bus, or I am in that beautiful car. I'll be enjoying the drive. I can feel that nice cool breeze blowing, the flowers. I will feel all that. So much so, I will be so engrossed, I will drool into that magazine. So at home, that's what they say. Oh, after Kumar sees that magazine, nobody can look at that magazine because all his drool will be all over that magazine. But that never stopped me. I will do this for hours, not for 5-10 minutes, not like the children of this age. So when they call for food, I won't even hear it. Somebody has to come and get me out of that state. My sister may remember this. They have to come and pat me on the shoulder and get me out of it. So that is that samapati. That is a deep engrossment. But that didn't happen later on. When I'm saying when I was in my teens and in my 20s, it did not happen. Otherwise, I would have received all the jnana right then itself.
Till 7, you are connected to the divine.
Hmm?
Till 7, your connections are strong. So you are in that state.
Yeah, slowly it is waning. Actually, it is not as strong as it was when
Mhm.
you're in the first 1 or 2 years. And slowly it goes away. Okay, so it's already 7 o'clock. So let's stop here. I covered only one sutra today, new sutra.
And
Uh,
it was useful, Kumarji.
so we spent a lot of time on,
Previous ones.
yeah. We spent a lot of time on going back and recap. I spent a lot of time, so I have to speed up that process. Okay, anyway, I said that because I wanted to do a deeper recap, which just happened today. So we have to move on with all these things. So we are going to get into a bit more tougher sutras. That's why I laid the foundation here for this. If you have understood this, 42 and 43, I will understand very quickly. Any questions on this?
Actually, just one. The samprajnata. What is it? I forgot, Kumarji. Sorry.
Samyak
Samya is-
prajnata.
Samya is
That is
intuitive
the-
awareness.
Samyak means excellent, very good.
How do you spell it? Samyak.
Samyak.
Sam-
SAMYAK. Samyak.
That is Samyak means
Very good.
excellent.
In Sanskritam, we say, Katam asti, how are you? Then normally I will say, Samyak asmi. I'm very good.
Okay.
Don't we say that?
So
How are you? Oh, excellent, very good.
Okay.
Don't we say that? So in Sanskritam,
Yes.
we say that. When somebody asks you, Katam asti, how are you? You say, Samyak asmi.
So
Samyak.
Sorry.
Sampurna? What did you say?
No,
Samyak. Samyak prajnata
samprajnata.
means very high state of wisdom. That's what it means. One who is in connectivity with the divine. That is the only way you can get that wisdom. See, all this, when we say wisdom, everything that we deal with here is with respect to Atmajnana. It has nothing to do with material knowledge, nothing to do with finance, nothing to do with the chemistry, nothing to do with math.
So the pratipatti state is like samprajnata, highest purity, and
Yes,
with-
yes.
Okay.
For all of this, we have not covered the topic. Pratipati, we have not come. We only covered Samapati.
deep and gross.
Pratipati state we'll see in chapter 3. So I had to explain to Uma about something else. So at that time I told her about that. So for now, all others forget about Pratipati state. You don't have to worry about it right now. Any other question? You have to enjoy the first 4 sutras. First sutra is nothing. Second, third, and fourth sutras give you everything. So if you place a question on the second, third, and the fourth, second, third, and fourth sutras, then the answers are all the following sutras.
Okay.
If you say, oh, you said vritti, what is vritti? Then right after that, he's explaining vritti. Then you will ask a question, how to control that vritti? Immediately he gives the answer to that. Then you say, oh, with this vritti and all this that you're saying, I don't have the ability to have this kind of abhyasa, to be in abhyasa or to be in vairagya abhyam, the sense of detachment I cannot have, blah, blah, blah. You complain, all that. He says, okay, in that case, he says, surrender to Ishvara. Full surrender. So we had a lot of discussion on this surrender, didn't we? Surrender is complete. That's where we got into this acceptance, no expectation and full acceptance. Full acceptance, no questions asked. Today I get a terrible news. I accept it as prasadam, chitta prasadam. I mean, not chitta prasadam, deva prasadam. I just accept it as prasadam. I don't question it. I don't say, why this to me? Uma, do you understand?
Yes, Kumarji.
That is what is surrender. Those that can do that are in bhakti. Bhakti means surrender, full surrender. Bhakti means not going to the temple, just not chanting some slokas, Vishnu Sahasranam, like Sahasranam, none of that. Madhavi, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But
I
I'm not
understand.
saying you should, but I'm not saying you should stop chanting. But surrender means that full and complete acceptance of what comes in your life every moment. Every moment, no questions. Why it has come to me, no question. That is what is called bhakti. That full acceptance and surrender. So what happened? Your tone has gone down. Shruti has dropped in your voice. This is tough, right?
Very tough, Kumarji.
So you will not do surrender. You will not come for Vairagya Abhyam. So then he says, why you cannot do that is what he explained.
Because of all the diseases.
Because of all the diseases, Vyadi that we have.
Vyadi we
So
have.
we are all people filled with disease.
Vyadi.
So and then he gives prescription to get over the disease. So many things he said, this or that or that. Pick one and slowly start focusing. Uma, you are not going to get anything by reading books and reading theory. You have to do abhyasa on any of these things. Without abhyasa, you will go nowhere. You will study Gita, Bhagavad Gita, you will study this, you read that Purana, you can do anything, you will get nothing. Yes, without abhyasa, without practice, life is like that. You take anything in life. If you keep on hearing how to make sambar for 20 years, can you make sambar really?
No, you have to do it.
No.
You have to do it.
You will make sambar, but nobody can eat it. It is similar to that.
Yes.
It is similar to that. Somebody is laughing. Oh, Sumati.
Not me, Madhavi, I think.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Madhavi is laughing. Yeah. I want you to understand what
Yes,
I'm saying.
Kumarji, it's a perfect example where we can understand so much. But doing that is the problem, Kumarji. How to get over the disease?
How did you start doing sambar? Do the same thing here too.
No, why
Cooking
I
it every day.
Acceptance.
Not acceptance. Not through acceptance. It is through abhyasa you learn.
Practice.
I remember at the age of maybe 35, 36. Until then, I did not know anything in cooking. I knew how to make hot water, that's all. Then I learned a few things from my mother. I said, in this vacation, I want to learn a few things from you. So she taught me how to do rasam. She said, oh, then I said, okay, I will do this rasam for 1 month, every day. Same rasam, same tomato rasam. I became an expert. How did it? So this is the abhyasa that I'm talking about. I did not know anything about rasam until then. This is the truth. I'm not telling you a joke. This is the truth that happened. This is the truth. Only, I don't know if my sister remembers this or not. She may not.
I remember.
You remember? But
Yes.
you were not in Krompet at that time. How do you remember?
Yeah, but I remember.
Okay, remember. So every day for 3 to 4 weeks, I did only rasam. And then once I mastered that, and when I got the seal of approval for my mother, then I told her, teach me how to make one sambar.
Mm.
I did that for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm.
And then I asked her to teach me how to make one curry.
Mm.
So I did that for the next 2 to 3 weeks. I was there for 3, 4, more than that. I was in India for about 6 months at that time.
Mm.
So I had the minimum things that I wanted, I learned. Then when I came here, I had no problem.
Mm.
After that, it is like that executive summary, 3 sutras. After that, I could pick up on my own. Right? That executive summary, Sutra 2, 3, and 4, I said, if you understand that full and completely, anything a little bit over, you can go and learn on your own. So similarly, I learned 3. I am very nicely it is matching with the sutras. Rasam, Sambar, and one curry. And then I learned 2 by myself. After that, all these books, those days we used to have this lady,
Samaitupar.
Rukmani Ammal.
Samaitupar.
Samaitupar.
Meenakshi
Cook
Ammal.
and see. Meenakshi Ammal. Okay. Cook and see. It's not cook and eat. It is cook and see. But the cooking that I did, I could really eat. So those things that were given in those recipes started making sense to me. So that's why I'm saying, if the first sutras make sense to you, you are able to understand it fully. All the other sutras, you will be able to understand.
But to do the abhyasa, we have to attend some classes, Kumarji.
You are attending a class already.
Yes, this is.
So there was an abhyasa I hear about pranayama, right?
Yes.
Sutra 134. You can do that.
Yes.
Nobody is stopping you from doing that. While walking, you let us say you count, say 4 steps you take to inhale. Then as you exhale, count 4. I mean, you don't have to, you cannot hold while walking. But if you're sitting and doing, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale. So these are all the ways by which the chittas will come quieten down. But the awareness must be on the count and the breath, not on the sambar that you are making, or not on the homework that your child is doing. That deep absorption has to come in what you're doing. See, all of you would have experienced this kind of deep absorption at some time in your life in some activity. I gave you this example of mine because I remember it vividly. And I have done that many times in that young age. And everything, I used to actually, those magazines that I talked about, I had it for until I was 15 or 16, and then I threw it away. Until then, I kept it at home. I had a huge collection. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, namaste to all of you. Srilata, what
Namaste.
happened? You're not asking any question. Huh? You understood everything?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, very good. And people who have questions can also ask Srilata. She has understood some of the things very well.
Oh, please.
So you can send questions to her and she will answer.
Oh my God.
If she cannot answer,
Hello?
Yeah.
something
Hello.
close. Okay.
Yeah, Madhavi.
Yes, Srilata, expect some questions from me.
No problem. I will
Yeah,
try.
only questions related to Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Nothing else.
Okay, sir.
Not how are you doing, when do you sleep, when do you get up? None of those things.
Okay, sir. No recipes also. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Okay. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Manji, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Manji.
So when you leave, use that leave button when you leave the session. Thank you.
Thank you.